Bing, bang, boom. We're in just like that.
We love getting the interaction. We've had some people interacting with us.
They've been sending some pretty funny stuff.
Some funny shit, man. It's pretty great. Yeah. So everybody fucking do that. Hit us up. We love getting that shit. This week's gonna be a week. It ends with Valentine's Day.
Fuck Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I've not booked a Valentine's dinner or any sort of special meal for absolute years.
Yeah.
And I decided, I don't know, I was feeling a little bit unusually romantic about 2 weeks ago.
Trying to get some.
And Yiggs and I had Yiggs and I had a fairly challenging year last year. And I was thinking, you know what? I think we should do a special dinner.
I think you should.
And
I just don't think it should be on Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is coming up. And so I booked, I then went online and it was and the reason why I thought about this restaurant is because of Nick, actually. So normally I try not to think of Nick in my day. It ruins my day.
Yeah.
And then Coro came up because you told me you were going to Coro.
Yes.
And I thought, you know what? I love Coro as well. So I thought, let me try and go online and book it. It was available, and I booked it.
Oh,
2
shit.
weeks ago for Valentine's.
There you go. Look at you.
Valentine's dinner at Coro, I think is going to be
And Yegs will love it because
an amazing,
it's so
amazing
veggie
dinner
forward.
experience.
It's
Yeah.
great.
But tell me why you don't like it. Why don't you like going on Valentine's?
So it's not just Valentine's Day for me. It has to do with, I suppose, contrived dates. So let me give an example. Like, I don't like buying Christmas gifts because I have to buy Christmas gifts. I like accidentally bumping into something at a store or online that makes me think of somebody and then gifting them to that.
Like the short kit.
Yes. But that was more of a Christmas gift.
Well,
but it was based on a recent story.
But it wasn't. Did I give it to you for Christmas?
It was around Christmas.
It was around Christmas. But yeah, I saw the gift and I thought it was good.
Yeah,
but,
it was appropriate. Yeah. But Valentine's Day, it's like, why this one day when any day of the week, or like I could do it quarterly. I could do it, and take Amanda to a nice place just because, instead of it being this day where all these fucking amateurs go out.
Yeah, I would agree with
New
you.
New Year's Eve is fucking amateur hour.
Well,
I would agree with you.
I say New Year's Eve and St. Patrick's Day are the fucking epitome of what I call amateur hour, because you got to be scared of driving, because it's people who don't usually drink or fucking hammered on Valentine or on St. Patty's Day and New Year's Day, driving around like jackasses. Now, drunks, like true drunks, they'll still get in a DUI and kill somebody, but they're more used to it. So by far and on average, I think you as a general person driving are a little safer on normal nights.
So New Year's Eve you don't go out?
No, I go to the mountains. Every New Year's Eve I stay in the fucking house. And if I was in town, I would do something on Mills probably where I could walk and not have to get in an Uber or get in a car. Because
so you typically be somebody that doesn't go Valentine's dinnering with Linda.
No, we since we've been together, we haven't. This year, we're actually doing something on Valentine's Day, and it's by coincidence. Actually, we got season tickets to the ballet at Dr. Phillips, and they're doing Carmen on, which is a very rad vampire show, but it's ballet. It's Valentine's Day night. We're gonna go to Harpenkelt before and have a little food or whatever, and then walk over. So, what's more romantic than an Irish pub?
Well, you're doing something very non-typical.
Yeah, and it happened to. So when you bought the season tickets, you get the date, and the date is Valentine's Day. So we're like, oh well, I guess we're going out on Valentine's Day now. Usually, like I got her a little gift. By the time this airs, she will have it anyway because we don't like exchange or anything. I got her a small refrigerator for her office over at Lockheed, so she can have waters and shit, and a card. Just something that we're thinking of each other, but no real gifts, no real out to dinner. Usually on the night of Valentine's Day, I'll make dinner at the house, and we.
You don't do flowers?
You should put a picture.
No,
you should put a picture of you in a Speedo on the inside of the refrigerator door.
Yeah, nothing gets a girl going more than me fucking dressed in a Speedo. No, I mean the act. I'll try to get laid, not gross her out. So I'll wear a lot more clothes actually too. I look better in the clothes that I buy than I do without them. I assure you.
So my mom's birthday is on February 12th.
Okay.
And the challenge that I have is that, I never get my mom flowers because I'm not going to pay exorbitant rates to give my mom flowers because I'm paying Valentine's rates for flowers, right? So I always have to, justify.
Do they jack rates on Valentine's Day for
flowers? Oh, the flowers double in price.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
for sure.
So, normally I would phone up a florist and say, if somebody I'm close to and they have a birthday or, celebrating the birth of a baby or something like that, I'd, say get a bunch of flowers delivered. But my mom's birthday, I just don't ever. She's turning 80 this year, which is, and I'm pretty disappointed that
Get her 80 flowers, bro.
Well, this year I phoned my sister because, my mom's in South Africa, and I phoned my sister and I said, you know what? I think I'm going to break my rule. I'm going to do flowers because I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to pay top dollar for it, but I think it's 80. I think she deserves flowers. So it'll be the first time. So I'm breaking all my rules this year.
God, you just reminded me.
I'm taking my wife out for Valentine's and I'm getting my mom flowers for 80th.
That's wild. I remember being like post-college, like law school and shit, and like having multiple women in my life at the same time. And when Valentine's Day would go, I remember having like 4 orders for flowers go out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because flowers are so easy. Like, it shows that you were thinking about them. You don't really have to know much about them to give them to them.
Yeah.
They're fleeting. Like, the whole idea is to have this thing for a short period of time and then get rid of them, which to me makes it a good gift. Like, we've talked about gifts a million times. I don't mean to rehash it, but giving somebody a gift to me, I think the key is it's small. So it's not something that fucking is a problem for them. It's not something they have to decorate. So if they do want to throw it away, they can, and I don't need to know about it, and they don't need to feel guilty. And then it just shows that I know some aspect of their personality.
Yeah.
I remember getting Paul Twyford a cassette tape of Warrant, Eat the Rich, and I thought I was the most clever thing I ever did. It's fucking only this big. You throw it in a drawer or you get rid of it, and nobody gives a shit. It's the idea that you got it. It shows I know something about him. It's funny.
So I'm thinking of giving my mom a gift. So and I don't know what to give her other than the flowers, right? So my brother texted me the other day, and I've decided that because it's like February and I'm in the midst of the start of my year, I'm too busy at work, and it's not a time when I want to go to South Africa. If I'm going to South Africa, I need to go for 10 days.
Yeah.
So I have told
I feel
my
like
mom
you were just there anyway.
For my dad's memorial in October, but that was also a weekend.
I thought you went in the holidays. Where'd you go in the holidays?
No, for Christmas.
Yeah.
No, I was in Miami.
Okay.
So when I've been thinking about what do I do. So I get your advice. My brother sends me a text yesterday and says, he's booked a restaurant. It's going to be my mom and my sister and her husband. There's probably 6 or 8 of them. And he mentioned the name of the restaurant, and I thought to myself this morning on the treadmill, I was thinking to myself, I wonder whether it'll be rude, and maybe you guys can advise me, if I phone the restaurant and I paid the bill. So I phone them and say, listen, don't give my brother the check. Would you, if you were hosting, let's say Nick or Trevor, you were hosting, and in Trevor's instance, your sister, or in your instance, Tony, you're hosting your mom and dad for their birthday, and when the check comes, they say, don't worry, Nick, Tony's got this. Or in your instance, your sister has got. Would you be offended?
I can see it 2 ways, man.
Would you be offended, or would you say, that's such a nice thing, he's not here, he didn't make it? I don't think it's virtue signaling or any of that. I'm not showing off because it's my brother. He knows me. I couldn't be there. You'd be like, cool,
I think it's
man.
totally fine.
It's cool?
I think so.
I see it both ways. I think it could be like one up in your brother. Because at least in my experience
I see. So your brother's taking her out, and it's their night, their dinner for her
my
birthday?
brother. Well, no, they're having a family birthday. It's my brother, his wife, and his daughter, my sister, her husband, and her 2 kids, and my mom. That's the group.
I think it's fine. I think your brother's
There's no
wife.
friends. There's nobody else.
So your brother's wife's going to be happy. So
I'm sure that
I could see Tiffany, my brother's wife, would be ecstatic if I did that shit, just because that means they don't have to pay.
I can see, at least in my experience, where my family and my wife's family get really pissed when the oldest male doesn't pick up the tab. They see it as a fucking insult.
Yeah. Wow.
And I don't care either which way. Like for me personally, I think it's what you're doing or suggesting is a good thing, but I could see it potentially ruffling feathers.
That shit's lame. Yeah, what if the fucking second to oldest man's the one who has all the money? This old guy's supposed to fucking pay for everything all the time.
The old guy usually in my experience, the old guy will be like, "Don't fucking touch that check.
Fair.
That's my fucking check. It's disrespectful for you to try to pick that up."
The problem with preconceived notions as to who pays for me is that it makes it where you're not going to go out to eat as often. And that pisses me off. When I go to a dinner, and it's like I go to a dinner, for example, with Linda's parents or something, I'm like, I know he probably wants to pay, but I also want to order this shit. What I want to eat is probably twice the cost of everybody else's shit put together. I'm like, I want to order what I want to order without feeling fucking guilty.
Yeah, I know.
about it.
You order some fucking expensive bourbons.
Dude,
as well.
I do what I fucking
Jeepers.
want, man. I'm not going to go there and not get the bourbon I want because some buddy happens to be older than me who's sitting at the fucking table.
Yeah, so I say to my boys sometimes when we going out with friends, right? And they've told us they're taking us for dinner. You know, sometimes you go out with couples
That's
and then
different.
And then you know. And I say to my son, my youngest son, for example, in particular, because he's always going to go for the most expensive steak. That's always what he would do. He's always going to order a steak, and in most instances, the steak's the most expensive thing in the menu. Now he's not aware that my view is that when somebody else is paying, don't go and fucking order the most expensive thing.
Fair.
That's what I would say.
If they say it's your birthday and I'm taking you out, that's one thing. I'd go, okay, this is a gift that they're giving me. I'm not going to take advantage. I'm going to find something else. But if we're at a random dinner and there just happens to be some dude that I know wants to fucking pay, I'm going to go, I'm ordering whatever the fuck I want. Because I'm not sitting here and shorting myself because I'm letting somebody else pay.
So you'd agree with me then to tell my son, listen, we're going to go out tonight. Nick's getting that check. Just make sure you don't order the most expensive thing on the menu.
If it's a pre-planned, we're going out to dinner.
It's pre-planned.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, well, really, your example's missing the point of mine. The point of mine is that I'm willing to fucking pay for my shit at all times. And I want to get what I want to get because I'm willing to pay. If you want to pick up the check at the end of that, you can. But understand that I'm not going to presuppose that somebody else is paying and therefore limit what I order.
No, these are the odd times when, for example, we pre-agree.
But a son who knows that they're not paying under any circumstances, that's different. I've gone to dinners like that, especially like fucking Bob Rowley back in the day, where I had enough money, I could do what I wanted to do. But I'm going to this dinner, I know I'm not paying. Like whatever happens, me and my girlfriend are here, I'm not paying. Then I'm like, okay, steak looks good, but it's $42. This chicken looks pretty good too. It's $25. Like I'm gonna get the chicken. If I'm like, I know somebody else is paying. But if I'm just at a regular dinner and I'm like, I know this guy's gonna try to pay. We haven't discussed it. Fuck him.
No,
I can
then
pay
you can
for my
order
own dinner.
whatever you want. No, that's right. Now my son continues to do that though. Every now and then he'll go because he's 22, right? So he goes sometimes with friends' parents. You know, they pick up the tab.
Yeah.
You know, you're out there, three mates with one of the parents taking them out. And I'm like, and he comes home.
In that circumstance, you need to be like one of the cheapest things on the menu.
Yeah, he comes home and he says, they took us out to this restaurant. And, there's certain restaurants I go to where it's the member, there's these membership things, right? So there's none of you are going to be paying. There's nobody's handing out a credit card. But there is a price on there.
Yeah.
And the fish and the chicken and the shrimp, all in the $25, $35. The steak, $85. I say to him, so what did you order? I went for the steak. I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Because I always have steak. I know he always has steak.
Yeah.
I know that. But the other guy is picking it up. Yeah, but they have an allowance. They want you to. They really want you to.
Well, if the dad is like sitting there going, "Hey, try this steak. It's so fucking good. Try this." Like they're saying that to him. That's another thing too. then you can go, he told me to try this steak. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Say no?
I would say no. I used to do that. You know, when I was growing up, parents used to take me out as well. I always would go with the thing I like, but I would be conscious of middle of the road to little bit bottom of the middle of the road. I was at a meeting yesterday actually, and we had to choose lunch. It was like a complimentary lunch. It was at George's, you know, that catering company on Park Avenue. So, you know, so they send you for everyone attending the meeting, they send you the menu, the lunch menu. And it's a non-profit. So we looked through the menu, and the menu was like, you know, $12 Caesar salad, $17 the Reuben sandwich, or you know, the most expensive thing was $17 or $18. The Caesar salad was $12. And I was like, I'm taking the Caesar salad. It doesn't matter to me. It's like I'm going to have a Caesar salad.
Lunch is a joke.
It's
Nobody cares.
And I went with, you know, being mindful, I went with that. And I was, you know, when I was looking at everybody else, because the lunch comes in containers, because it's a catering company, so they, you know, they bring it at 12:30 for the lunch. They drive it in and they put it on the table. And I'm judging, looking at everybody else, thinking, who would have chosen the most expensive thing? And
see, you're that's maniac behavior.
that's terrible, right? I know
it's just dumb. Lunch, nobody cares.
I know, but I was saying, you know,
lunch is stupid.
I'm not paying for this, and the non-profit's paying for it. I'm always thinking about that, and I'm always going to go for the cheapest or
you're like fuck
below average.
Fuck these homeless people. I'm
below average. No, it's not homeless people.
Man, there's some weird shit going on across the street.
Yeah.
There's this fucking kid walking around by himself, and that is like literally one of my. I have kind of an irrational fear over unsupervised children.
Really?
So it's not like
I like the idea of culling of the herd, and I think we need more of that.
No, it's not the idea that the kid's gonna like attack me or anything. I have a fear over like I feel like if I'm the only adult around and there's a fucking unsupervised child and they get hit by a car or some shit, it's somehow like my response, like that I have to now watch this fucking brat. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were gonna say something like you get blamed for the.
Yeah, that's what. That's another fucking fear I have.
You get blamed for pushing the kid in front of a car. Or
no,
something.
I have another fucking fear of like, Linda's like, yeah, I'm going for a run, you know, and it's like kind of getting dark, and I'm like, you need to fucking stay. Like, I need to be in film shot of my front doorbell camera or something, because if something happens to Linda, they're coming for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I could have nothing to do with it, but if she just disappears, they're going to think I fucking did it. So I am always like, oh yeah, I'm going to go out and walk to my the Ring doorbell, take out the garbage, so I have a presence that I can prove that if something happened to her, it had nothing to do with me. And we were talking the other day about, we were watching some show, and they were talking about suicide, somebody dying under weird circumstances, and how the family's always like, yeah, this person never would have committed suicide. Like, even though, you know, obviously some people do. And she was like, you know, no matter what the circumstances are, Nick, I'm not ever going to commit suicide. I go, yeah, I just hope that the circumstances aren't weird, because they're not going to think you committed suicide. They're going to think I fucking did it. So
I have a fear. So I have a pretty rigorous routine schedule. If I come, and Amanda is pretty much on schedule. Let's say once a month, I'll go to the gym. I'll come back from the gym. I'll be making breakfast, and if she doesn't get up by her normal time, which there's usually an explanation that she had a late night yoga class or whatever, I have a fear that I'm going to go in and she's going to be dead in bed.
Yeah,
and
I think about that?
I sit in the kitchen and I'm like.
Do you like hold a mirror up?
It would break my heart, and I like it bugs me that it crosses my mind.
Dude, it crosses my mind all the time.
Really?
And I hate it. It like makes me feel like I'm like a piece of garbage. But I'm like, what would I do? Like, what am I? How am I moving forward? Just the way my brain operates, it's like always factoring in these fucking terrible scenarios that are never going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's just the way my fucking brain works.
Well, I had a client. He's Trevor knew him. I'm not sure if Nick knew him, but he's now moved up. He owned a chicken fast food outlet here, and him and his wife dropped their daughter off at the airport at MCO, went home that night.
How old was the daughter?
Daughter was in her early 20s.
Okay.
She works up in New York. They were from New York. He relocated. I can't remember his name for the life of me now. And they decided they're going to come down to retire here. They were in their, I would say, in their mid-50s. This was 2 years ago. They went to bed. The next morning, his wife never woke up. He got up. And his wife was asleep. He went in, did a few things and came back, and his wife's still sleeping, and she was fucking dead.
See, that's why, I mean,
How
it's a
did she
legitimate
die?
fear.
How did
She died of a heart attack while she was sleeping. But he had to sell his business because he couldn't get, and he had to go back to New York. He left to go back to New York.
That's the type of shit that happens when something like that happens.
Because he had, his entire support base. Him and his wife had come down here to retire. They bought this chicken franchise, and that was going to be their retirement.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't. But I just thought, can you believe? And the daughter now flew up to New York. She had to come back the next morning.
Of course.
But that's just the craziest story. But I have never, even though he was a good friend, I've never thought about myself waking up and Yates being dead in bed. I've never thought about that.
I mean, so mine's not a human, but Mr. Benson's like fucking 13 and a half now. And sometimes I get a weird feeling and I like walk up and kind of watch him for a minute if he's sleeping to be like, it could happen. Like, he's a fucking old dog where it's like all of a sudden he could just be dead, and that's a fear that I have looking at him. This reminds me of a wild case I have right now with I'm not going to name it because I'm still leveraging whether we'll keep it confidential, but a funeral home that mismatched the remains.
Oh my goodness.
And the first family they gave the remains to had scattered some of the remains before the second family found out about it. And they had to meet and switch back the fucking remains. So now we're suing the funeral home because part of the remains of their fucking grandfather have now been spread by another family.
Oh
I don't think that's that big a deal.
See, my first thought when I talked to him, my first thought was I was like, hey, there's not real damages here. Like, there's no medical bills, stuff like that. And then I started researching it. There's big damages here. The average jury.
Trevor, you say it's not, but what if it's your dad?
Fucking deal.
Yeah, I
if it's
get
your
it.
dad's ashes, and you saying, you were supposed to do it. You go through all the trauma. Now you have somebody's, and you're going to go and
it's just ashes. When somebody's dead, they're dead. Besides whatever potential that we've always argued about afterlife, the remains. I don't believe in cemeteries. I don't believe in holding on to remains.
What do you want done with your body? You can say it on the record.
I don't know, man. I've thought about it a lot. I don't want to be buried in the ground. If anybody that knows me wants to have my ashes and spread them, that might be cool. For a while, I was into the hippie thing.
Like
where
the pod?
Where I could grow into a tree.
Yeah, the tree
thought
pod.
about it'd be cool to be shot in space. I don't give a shit. I'm going to be dead. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think you just throw me into the woods somewhere and just let nature.
So you want to be cremated or do you want to be buried?
No, I mean, so here's the thing. If I'm buried in a casket, that's a lot of resources used to a decaying body that's supposed to just go back to the earth. If you cremate me, you're using a lot of like smoke and fire and fucking doing this bullshit. To me, you just fucking shooting me out of space just throw me in the fucking woods. Like, actually, the best thing, the coolest thing, which I don't think everybody has access to, would be to throw me in one of those crime scene things where they research how long it take bodies to decay and shit like that.
Yeah.
That would be rad. I mean, I'm saying just throw me out and let the fucking nature just take me back. Who gives a shit? Like, I don't see the need to take real estate up with my body forever. And I also, the idea of cremation is fucking weird.
I suppose to be contrary to my hippie statement, I don't really think about it anymore, but I do agree with Nick about wasting resources, and I think we're stopping the cycle of life
Yeah.
by being pumped full of chemicals and put into a casket and not being used up again by the earth. There's a lot of resources that's part of it, you know.
Now, if there was any inclination that cutting your head off and freezing it would work at all, I would do that 100%. But I think there's zero. That's a fucking scam, I think, unfortunately. Like, I think there's people who are doing it that are freezing the heads, but I think they all know there's no chance this is going to work ever. And they're like, we now have a business. We freeze your heads in case somebody in the future can fucking bring you back. They're doing that, but I think they don't realistically think anything's going to come out of it. You know what I'm saying? So talk about creating a business out of nothing. It's being like, hey, it kind of makes sense. We'll freeze your brain. Maybe they'll be able to bring you back one day. They created a business out of fucking nothing. All they use is recycled liquid nitrogen to keep you fucking cold.
Same thing as paying to name a star after you.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like creating a business out of nothing where you're not really getting anything.
Yeah, you see that one right there? That's my star.
Dude, but also, I mean, that's the same as, like, you know, an insurance company is selling you a contract that they're never going to fucking pay on it. And they'll make you scared to death to ever make a claim. Fucking racket, bro.
They hope. I mean, there are times when like Nick does a out of court settlement, they are paying.
Yeah, but really their business is not collecting premiums. Their business is making interest off of the money. Yeah. So they hold it as long as they can so that the interest is now outpacing the premiums they have to pay out. So meanwhile, a family can't fucking put food on their table because they're so injured, and that 8 months that they were delaying matter to them. It doesn't matter to the fucking insurance company.
I have a fear of walking through parking lots in between two parked cars. It always crosses my mind that somebody's going to hit the gas and I'm going to get pinned between the cars. Or
I didn't know what the fuck you're saying. Two cars that are parked like this.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like this.
No.
Okay, so between
and there's been a couple of occurrences where I'll be in like a parking garage in between the concrete wall and a car, and no matter what, I'm like, shit, I hope somebody didn't hit the gas pedal.
Yeah.
You think about some fucking crazy shit, man.
You've never thought about that?
Never.
That's so I don't have an irrational fear, but it's come through my mind.
I walk through these through Publix. I'm in the car park. I'm weaving through.
Careful, man. You could get pinned.
I know. I'm going to have to start thinking about these things. The only real fear that I have is cats. I am petrified. Absolutely. If I see a cat, I have to turn around and go in a different direction.
What does it make you feel like?
I'm just scared. You know, my hair on my body is standing up. I
want to identify the feeling. So, like, do you feel sick?
No.
Do you feel angry?
I'm terrified.
So, like, watching a horror movie and there's a ghost or
on
a
steroids.
Like, it's like,
yeah,
that's what a cat makes you feel.
Horror movie plus, I can't explain how terrified I am when I see a cat. And we do it in the breezeway here, like almost every other day.
I don't like cats by any means, it's not a fear. When I see a cat, I want to choke the cat.
How about you, Ed? You scared of pussy?
He actually likes cats.
No, I like cats.
I think sometimes he tries to pull the Mickey.
I like dogs better, but
for me,
cats are just cats.
You put it out there sometimes.
I don't mind cats at all. I think cats are fine. I like dogs better, but I don't. Cats are cool. I'm down with cats. They eat fucking rats, man. They keep your house free of pests.
I think when I was growing up, I may have watched a horror movie or something. Must have been like 1,000 cats in there.
Sleepwalkers by Stephen King.
And
a lot of cats in that.
I'm reading his book at the moment, The Shining. I've not read it before. It's one of his older books.
Are you surprised by how much it differs from the movie?
I didn't watch it. I don't do horror movies at all. If it says horror on it, like I'm going through Netflix, and if it says horror, then I'm just I skip it.
But you can read a book.
But I love Stephen King's books.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I've read a lot of them.
Exceptional books.
They're pretty good.
So I can do that. But that's the only kind of absolute fear. I have bungee jumped. I'm happy to do, I'm on a plane and the plane can drop, 100 feet. I've got no problem with that.
Cockroaches are mine.
I have no problem.
I don't understand that. I know a bunch of people that are afraid of cockroaches,
Ugh.
like deathly afraid.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Ugh.
Like it's just a fucking bug.
Like, I don't get it, but it's a fact.
Are you afraid of spiders?
Not really.
Just a cockroach.
I mean, I would avoid a spider just because, some of them can bite you and you can die. But, like, other than that,
I pick up the cockroaches
you know what?
in my house.
I don't really mind spiders hanging around because they eat fucking cockroaches. Get rid of them.
So we have a pest control guy. Whenever he comes in, like a few weeks later, there's going to be like dead cockroaches in different spots in the house. And when I get up in the mornings, I know my wife is absolutely petrified of cockroaches, like the way Nick says. She can't explain it. I mean, there's a dead cockroach somewhere, and it's like you think there's a rat running in the house or something. That's how much.
I mean, the only thing I can think is I did live the first house my parents had in Winter Park on that cemetery over there off Temple. That was the first house we lived in, and it was like it had roach activity. But I only lived there till I was 3. So I think maybe I saw, like, maybe that's imprinted on me or something, but I can't deal with it. The fucking cockroaches, like, woof, fucking terrible. Something about them, man. It's, I don't know, evolution. The fact that they'd survive a nuke attack and we wouldn't, like, shit like that. I just don't like them.
My son played golf in Garden City, Kansas, a few years ago.
It's my neck of the woods.
And I was out there and, playing golf in 100 degrees, and you're surrounded by cattle farms, right? And those flies, my goodness me, they are like cockroaches, like large cockroaches, the flies.
Do they bite?
They bite. And,
Yes.
and you can whack them. You can try and whack them off your hand.
Too fast.
They won't even leave your hand. They are.
Are you talking about horse flies?
What are those flies that I'm referring to?
I think you're talking about horse flies. Like, they're this big and they fucking bite
they
like a son of a
bite you.
bitch.
Yeah, and you
That's
can
a
try and hit them
horsefly,
off,
bro.
and they won't even leave. You can try and swat them, do whatever you want to. They stuck on you.
Yeah.
Horsefly.
Horsefly.
I'm not afraid of them, but like those are mean buggers. But they reminded me of cockroaches.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, bees, wasps, shit that actually sting or bite, I don't give a shit about them. But fucking cockroaches, maybe because they're so fucking fast. Like, I don't know. Something about them, dude. And
if you see a dead cockroach, would you pick it up and throw it away?
No, I get Linda to do that. But luckily, it hasn't. We've been very lucky with this house. Both houses, the Harvard house and this house, are on crawl spaces. I have pest control. We've been pretty lucky. There was a moment at Harvard when that house next door was getting fucking torn down where we had a couple. And I was like on the phone with Massey. I was like, you all need to get the fuck out here and do whatever you need to do because I'm not living in a fucking world with cockroaches. So get rid of that shit. Fucking get them gone. I can't really think of anything else that I have an irrational or like crazy fear of. To the point where touching chicken kind of freaks me out, even though I fucking love eating chicken, touching raw chicken. Like, every time I touch it, it's like a full wash scenario, even though I know I'm going to touch it again. I don't know. I can't really think of any other fears. Do you have any other irrational fears?
Working on it.
Yeah.
What about seeing a dirty toilet bowl?
What, because of the rat story?
No. Somebody has been to the toilet. So when I try when I go into a men's restroom, if I don't, I don't need to use the real toilet. I go to the men's side and just have a piss in the wall. But every now and then, everyone's standing there and I can't wait. I have to go. So I dare to open that damn door, and I'm thinking to myself, let that fucking bowl be clean. Let that bowl be clean.
It's gross, but I don't have a fear of it.
Yeah, it's gross, but I don't have a fear.
It's not. I just think, but I'm just thinking about it, and so I don't ever go in. And I'm not sure whether it grosses me out or whether it's a complete fear of it. But I try never to look at it.
Have I ever told you the story of the dirty bowl in my back house?
Let's go. What do you got?
And it has to do because Ed. So I lived at the house. Ed was going to stay the night. Like, we were going out to party, so he's going to stay in the back house. So I wanted to make sure the back house was clean. I just had the front porch, like the top of it, redone. So I had workers at the house constantly. I go back there, and the bowl looks like somebody just fucking annihilated themselves in it. And I'm like, well, this is great. Like, I assume some fucking worker had just fucking blown up my bowl, right? So I went to flush it, and I hear like this noise, this slurping noise, and then I look, and a fucking rat had been stuck in the fucking toilet, and all that was his claws, his dirty claws trying to get out of the bowl, right? So I go, holy shit, there's a fucking rat now in this toilet. I went and got Mr. Benson. He's a Boston Terrier. He runs up and fucking executes the rat with one move of his fucking head.
The turd rat?
The turd rat.
God damn.
So just think, look at the bowl. If it streaks straight up and down.
You let your dog put his mouth on a turd rat?
He's a fucking annihilator. That dog kills.
He's not going to wake up tomorrow.
This was years ago. He's a fucking madman. That dog is trained. I mean, he's a little old now, but in his younger days, he'd execute rats in a fucking heartbeat. But yeah, so look at the bowl. If it's just random shit everywhere, it's probably just somebody's diarrhea. But if it scratches,
it's a rat.
It might be a rat stuck. Because they say that's like some people's biggest fear is a cat.
What are the chances?
That it was still alive too.
No, that it's gonna happen again.
I don't know, but it happened. I didn't even tell Ed. He crashed there like 2 nights later. I was like, I'm not gonna tell him. If there's another rat, he'll figure it out. So I've heard of people. I could tell you I had another instance kind of similar where I lived with this girl over on Bonneville. Bonneville's this road over by the Waterford Lakes in Orlando, kind of near UCF. It was a nice house. Okay, it was a house, nice home, but surrounding Bonneville is not great area. And I'm in there, and I remember I was taking a shower, right, and I'm washing my hair. And I feel something on my toe, and I look down, and there's a fucking snake with my toe entirely in its mouth. Okay, this red snake, probably 4 feet long. It came up through the drain. It had to, because I look in when I go in. I had looked, nothing was there. My eyes are closed, and I just feel it, and I see this fucking snake with my fucking toe all the way in its mouth. Of course, don't even react. I just reach down, grab, throw it into the fucking house. So then now I have to spend an hour and a half traipsing around the house trying to find this fucking snake. I finally find it, and I take a law book that I had, and from the top, I just smash it on its head, right? And I left it there for a week just to make sure it was fucking really dead before I moved that fucking dead snake out. But that was another story I've got. Shit comes up from the drains, bro. So if you want a fear, I'll give you one.
That's a good use of your law textbook as well.
I know. Fucking hit him
Came
with
to some use.
Throw the book at him, figuratively and truthfully.
Let's do some mother-looking Funkler nuggets.
So, I had told you guys I did go to Coro. Coro was fucking fantastic. Since then, I've been doing some bullshit here and there, but I've got a really interesting nugget. I think I met Trevor's boyfriend at the butcher shop.
Really?
Yeah.
You went to Fresh Market?
Yeah. I was at Fresh Market fucking around, and either that or he may have been placating me. What does he look like? Tell me that.
You tell me, and
all right,
who you saw, and I'll tell you. Who's
so
the
he's
guy.
kind of Magoo, is the way I'd explain this guy.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Like the cartoon?
Yeah, just Magoo.
Okay.
He seems like maybe he can't balance his own checkbook.
No.
If you know what I mean?
No.
Not him?
No.
Do you know who I'm talking about, though?
Probably.
All right. Because I start dropping little hints, to see if this is the guy. And he was playing along. So I think maybe he was just playing along.
They all know me there.
Oh, okay. So then this guy, dude, did know you.
Yeah.
It just wasn't your boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, then that's sad. He gave me a recommendation for a steak, and it was delicious.
All right.
So I could tell you that.
I actually went in, I think it might have been around the time that I bumped into you at the market.
Mm-hmm.
And he called me downtown.
Really?
And another patron called me downtown, Trevor Brown, and he remembered it, and he commented. He goes, "I thought that was the most awesome thing in the world," and so I'm gonna now. I think my permanent pseudonym is
Downtown
Trevor Brown.
So what does
I
your
just
guy
saw
look
you
like?
at Fresh Market. I should have had you point him out to me.
Yeah.
What does your guy look like? Is he the big kind
They're
of?
all pretty big. They're all bigger dudes.
But also super polite,
yeah.
real,
I've found them always to be
very
extremely
polite,
polite.
big guy,
Yeah.
but very, can I say, stocky, tallish.
You've narrowed it down to 90%
To
of
all of them.
n-
There's only one of them that's thin
Okay.
that
And
I've ever seen.
There's there's two thin guys. One's a young kid, looks like a kid.
Yeah, it looks like a kid.
The other thin guy just lost like 90 pounds, so
Oh.
he used to be stout.
A big guy. I saw you at Fresh Market. Well, I don't think I talked about it last week. Did I talk about Breeze, the
No.
drink? So during Sober January, I've been looking for ways to not be so bored that I want to put a fucking 45 in my mouth. So I found
Yikes!
I was drinking these little Breeze, BREZ, that they sell at Fresh Market. It's microdosed mushroom and THC in these cans of drink. So I brought them home, and they taste pretty good. They're only 30 calories for the can.
They sell THC at Fresh Market.
And microdosed mushrooms, yeah. Mm-hmm. They sure do. In fact, they have a whole fucking rack of infused THC shit
Huh?
in the front. In the front, before you get back to the checkout, they have like mixers and bitters and shit.
Yeah.
On that now, there's a whole section of THC infused shit. They may be doing it just for January because it's all. Also, they had a non-alcoholic spirit, they call it, which I bought and is fucking delicious. I can't wait to take that non-alcoholic spirit and put some fucking bourbon in it. But anyway, I digress. So the Breeze are these small cans, like a mini can that they sell of Coke. It's only 8 ounces. So they're 8 ounces. I bring them home and I drink one, and I'm like, it's fucking doing nothing. I'm like, whatever. So I drink a second one pretty quickly after that. Still nothing. I drink a third one, and all of a sudden, I'm fucking out of my mind. I was like, I kept losing place of reality where I'm sitting there. Now, remember, by the way, I have extremely low tolerance to anything other than alcohol. Like, I went to Jingle Eve from your house, not last year before with
Right.
Jordan. Jordan gave me a quarter of a fucking gummy, and he ate 10 of them in front of me. He was like, fine. I was fucking out of my mind.
Yeah.
So except for alcohol, I have extremely low tolerance for this shit. But I was fucking losing my mind after drinking 3 of these Breezes.
So you're gonna do it again?
So since then, I've been testing like how far to go. And last night, I drank 2 of them. I felt great. I'm like relaxed, no anxiety, fucking went straight to sleep, slept through the night. I was like fucking rock and roll. I'm probably going to keep them. And then, of course, no hangover, which is great. So I think I'm going to start keeping them around. And even when I'm drinking, maybe on like a Monday night when I'd be like, God, I'm ready for a drink. Instead of having, a bourbon at the house, I'll have one of those and just crash. And that's less alcohol than I'm drinking.
California sober.
Yeah, California sober, sure. But I don't know, man. I am interested to hear what other people say, if it's just me being a pussy and having 3 of them and being out of my fucking mind, or if people are really feeling anything after drinking these
My
things.
interest is piqued. I'll go slam 3 of them and tell you how I feel.
I mean, it's only 30 calories. There no sugar in
Oh.
them. Yeah, 30 calories, I guess. But
If I do 3, it'll be 90 calories.
Yeah, if you drank 3 of them, it would be 90 calories, yeah.
It'll be good for testing purposes.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really what I've been getting into.
It'll help your
because
calorie intake. You're still on the 4,000 calories.
I am on 4,000 calories.
Yeah, so it'll help. I mean, you must be
that
really
is a lot
struggling
of calories,
to get
bro.
to your 4,000, right?
I put on 35 pounds in less than 3 months.
God, 4,000 calories, a lot of calories. Without alcohol, I can't do it. I don't think I can eat that much food every day. The only way I can get to 4,000 is, drinking alcohol. It's pretty easy to get
To
up
have
there.
3 jam hots in a day, you'll be at like 3,000, I think.
I think one jam hot chicken is probably near 2,000 calories.
You think?
If you eat the full sandwich
Yeah,
and the sides,
and some
I
fries,
bet it's
yeah.
2,000. Yeah.
Okay, then you got
I
2
bet
of
it
those.
is.
I mean, I can have half a jam hot and that's it.
It's difficult for me because I'm eating lean and ultra clean.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of volume.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, PR?
Hey man, nothing. I actually didn't.
This sober shit, right?
No, it's sober. So
God damn.
I went to. I did 2 very interesting meetings though, but those were, not. I wouldn't put them in the nugget category.
I did Sushi Saint yesterday for lunch.
The one on Fairbanks?
So no, I don't think that one's open yet. I talked to the people. I was like, "Hey, are you just moving?" Because honestly, from my house, the one downtown is fucking way better.
They're keeping the one downtown.
Yeah. And they have one Icon Park. So this is going to be the 3rd Sushi Saint that's opening in the old Barcata.
Is it related at all to Soseki?
Soseki. No. I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
Because they kind of almost did a joint posting, their social media. They talked about
too.
Soseki and they said Sushi Saint, and I thought, how's that?
Because
work?
Soseki's a tasting, like Cadence, where they're going to make their bread and butter off of like repeat customers that are willing to have their whole evening be there. Sushi Saint's much more in and out.
Yeah.
Where you come in and get some I think for me, Sushi Saint's a fucking excellent lunch place. They have a great lunch deal. You get a couple of hand rolls and a couple of appetizers, fucking rock and rolling, and they have delicious drinks.
Well, that spot now on Fairbanks has got La Perlas.
Oh, it's so
and
good.
And they've got Soseki, and now they've got
But
Sushi
that's what I was going to
Saint.
say. I'm happy
It's quite the spot.
that they're not leaving downtown, because from my house, the downtown one has this big, huge parking lot, and it's easy to get into. That shit on Fairbanks, dude, is a nightmare. Like, I love Perlas, and it's tough, like, getting in and out because of how terrible that road is and how terrible the parking is. But, talk about a stretch of good food. You got Perlas, Soseki, Sushi Saint.
There's a Joe in the Juice coming up. Do you know where that is?
What is this? I saw this. What is Joe in the Juice?
They have a sandwich. It's a sandwich place, but it's high-end, super high-end sandwiches. So it's like, for a tuna sandwich is like $20 for a tuna sandwich.
Would you be virtue signaling if you eat there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally. But it is really good though, right? I've had it a few times. But yeah, it's a tuna sandwich on a very healthy bread. I thought it was good.
So you ate there?
Yeah. Not the one in Winter Park though.
But you have eaten it before?
They have it at the station in Miami.
Okay.
When you take the Bright Line down. So I had it there at the station.
Ah, that place.
Yeah.
I've seen that place. I walked up and looked at it. Those sandwiches are fucking huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, maybe that's not the one that I'm talking about. So it's as you kind of going out the station. You kind of walking out.
It's out of the station.
It's out of the station.
Okay,
it's
then
not the one.
it's not the
No,
place.
you're talking
I was
about
thinking.
like the French.
Yeah.
Like the French
yes.
one.
Yeah.
Not that one.
Okay.
And then they have it in New York. In New York they have it at every. It's like Starbucks. They have it on every corner.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I've tried a couple of. It's just because it's very convenient. So if I'm staying in a hotel, I feel like I want to have a sandwich on a Sunday morning, watching the sport. I don't really want to go anywhere. I walk down a block, and it's like getting coffee. Get a tuna sandwich, and it's pretty good. But it is the price. My sons don't actually want me to go there because they say the price is ridiculous. So it's like,
wait a minute. The
ones
kids
who
that
wanna
order
purchase
$80 steaks don't want you to order a $20 sandwich.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have a different. They feel that they want to get the best steak, and so nobody knows that though. But when you go into a Joe in the Juice, everybody knows you're paying a ridiculous amount of money for a sandwich, right? And it's a tuna sandwich. If you went down the road, you'd pay maybe $8 for it, versus the pink wrapping and all of that they do, which is $20. But yeah, they're opening one in Winter Park, which I think
Where at?
I thought
know.
Ed would know, but no, he doesn't know.
Okay. I did see the article, so I was interested in what that place was. That's why I was asking. But I'll give it a try. Give everywhere.
Yeah, I will. I will try it as well.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Party animals.
Hey, we did it. We did another one.
You know it, man.
Woo!
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, as always, and thank you for Ed the Wizard and Super Producer. Thank you, Lord Baby Jesus, for Ed the Wizard and Super Producer. And thank you, God, for the Intuitive Muse. And I really appreciate the Showtime Sadul and the DJ Pumpernickel. Oh my, T-Bone out.
See you in the promised land.